All right, guys, welcome to Ask Me Anything Sunday session. This is episode 77. Wow, can you imagine that? I've been doing this for 77 weeks now. In fact, more than that, because in between, I think I took one or two breaks. In between, I think 1 or 2 weeks, I did not do anything because probably we don't have much questions on that week itself, or probably I don't feel well, something like that. But anyway, if you're listening to the podcast version of this, welcome to Ask Me Anything. Remember, this is where I answer your questions regarding Facebook advertising and digital marketing live. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to post your questions as a comment on any of my YouTube videos. I would strongly recommend that you do this on my YouTube channel because it's a lot easier for me to capture the questions. Of course, on top of that, you can also post your questions in the Facebook group, which is I have an open group, which we call the Facebook Ads Transformation. And of course, the best way is you can join me live over here, on my YouTube channel every Sunday night to ask your questions. So you can actually just post as a comment. I'll bring them up and I will answer some. I'll actually provide you some answers. I mean, the reason why I don't do, replying to your comment on my YouTube channel or everywhere else is because I do believe when it comes to Facebook advertising and digital marketing, things can get a little bit more complex. And I think the best way to communicate and to really address your concern and to help you understand, things better is through, like verbally and when necessary, I might even bring it up the screen to share with you how to do certain things. Okay, so yep, welcome to AMA Ask Me Anything session. So let's bring it in. I have a few things to share with you guys first before we roll into the whole thing. Now, first thing first, of course, I would definitely recommend everyone to join my podcast. I think it's actually growing quite steadily. We are not having a lot of the past 1 week I did not have a lot of content because I was busy preparing a lot of things. Because I must say May was a really meaningful month for me because a lot of things changed and I sort of found some new direction for the company and as well as my personal life moving forward in the next 10 years, 5 to 10 years time. I sort of found a new direction. Of course, we're not foregoing whatever we do right now. Facebook advertising and digital marketing are still the main pillars of my business. However, when it comes to Travel Academy, which is my coaching and training business, we are finally we established three main pillars for the business right now. So in case this is the first time you join me, then I probably just quickly go through what are the three main pillars. Now, the first one is definitely Facebook advertising. However, when it comes to Facebook advertising, I'm no longer about teaching the basic stuff like how do you set up audience, how do you actually create creative, how do you do your content planning, or how do you those are, in my opinion, those are fundamental stuff that you can find in the market everywhere. So I zoom in a lot further into a very specific niche, which is how to use Facebook analytics to improve Facebook ads performance. This is really something that I believe a lot of Facebook advertisers are kind of lacking because, in my opinion, too many Facebook advertisers advertise based on gut feeling. So when I say that, that means you don't really have any so-called proof or fact to support your decision, such as, is it time to change my creative? Is the campaign doing good? What am I supposed to do to improve performance? Should I stop now? Should I scale now? How do I scale? And all these are questions that are being asked by a lot of Facebook advertisers, and they are making decisions based on gut feeling, which I think is not right. So moving forward, I will take a step up and I will really want to advocate a lot more on this part, which is how to use Facebook analytics to make the right decision on your Facebook ads campaign with absolute certainty. So that's our main pillar. So what I offer here is for this part of this part of Facebook advertising pillar, we offer one-on-one coaching as well as some programs, but I would definitely prefer to work on you one-on-one because different business would have different campaign structure, business structure, and some needs are pretty different from one to another. So I would say the better way for us to work together is to actually do this one-on-one. So we have a jumpstart coaching program where you will not just learn about my two-step funnel, how do we run Facebook ads. At the same time, I will also share with you how to analyze, which is some skill that you have to master. If Facebook advertising is really the most important, one of the most important so-called traffic pillar for your business, you really have to start doing this in a more scientific way rather than just based on gut feeling, So that's one pillar. And other than that, we have another pillar, which is our YouTube coaching. In my opinion, okay, YouTube is for any business. In fact, I do believe that any business, sort of, if you have a digital presence, YouTube is actually the fastest way for you to rank on Google. Okay, and the reason why you want to do that is because nowadays consumers have changed. Okay, customers are becoming so much smarter compared to 3 to 4 years ago. Why? Because because of the pandemic, we had this accelerated digital evolution, and more people know how to find information because it's all at their fingertip. So let's say, for example, this is what we have been observing right now. You run ads on Facebook. Now, when I see your advertisement, very likely I may not take the action that you want me to take right away. Say, for example, if you want me to sign up as a lead, if you want to click to buy, if I have never seen you before, I probably won't take the action right away. Rather, what would I do next? I'll open up another app, which is my browser, and I will start looking for you on Google. Now, the problem here is if I can't find anything about you, and or the results that comes up in the search result doesn't convince me about you, I probably would not proceed to the next step, which is either to buy from you or to sign up as a lead. So YouTube, you see, not every business have good ranking for their website. Yeah, not every business have good ranking for their website. And talking about ranking a website, it takes a little bit of work because we have this SEO. Of course, you can buy keyword. That's one way. But if you want to really rank up high, on Google search result, in my opinion, YouTube is the fastest way because I've been doing this and it has generated me so much, positive impact for my business. Of course, in terms of revenue as well. And I definitely believe that this is something useful for every business to master because moving forward in Web3, I also think YouTube will become a very important part because, some people were confused. Why do I want to build YouTube? Can I do this on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok? Now, I would say, no, it's a totally different thing. Why? Because YouTube is a search engine. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, or even Twitter, they're not search engine. And they are not, all the content that you post there doesn't help you rank high on the search result. So you want a best way or the fastest way to rank high, it's actually YouTube because I've actually tried many first thing first, I've done it for two of my channels. In fact, my second channel, which is a super niche hobby channel, just hit 1,000 subscribers, and we are on the way to monetization by next month. But it's not really about monetization. It's about how easy it is if you can really learn how to rank high on YouTube, you can rank high on Google. It's kind of like very working together because, YouTube is owned by Google anyway. So that's my second pillar. I'm taking a little bit of time to explain because I don't have questions. But nonetheless, I believe this is also very important, especially, I have questions, in fact, but yeah, I think it's really important for us to go through this because I think a lot of people don't really understand my so-called my services. So YouTube is also one-on-one coaching. Okay, I am very selective, but if you are committed, okay, I would definitely encourage you to come in and let's work together and build your YouTube channel in 6 weeks. It's a 6 weeks coaching program, one-on-one as well. I'm doing everything one-on-one moving forward. So you don't need to make a decision right now. I just want to let you know what we have. So whenever you're ready, then you can actually come and talk to me. Just drop me a message on Facebook, my Facebook page, or you can actually email me. Remember, I actually send you email from time to time, right? So you can just reply to the email, and that's really coming to me. Trust me. And I reply to your email as well. So let's do that. All right. So the second pillar is YouTube coaching, and the third pillar, which is something that I just launched. In a way, this is the first time we launched it to the public. In fact, I've been doing it for a while, which is I am having a new pillar, which is we're helping you to build your online sales framework, or rather, some people like to call it funnel. Okay. So basically, we will start from a lead magnet. Because in my opinion, it's very important for you to understand, first thing first, before you build a lead magnet, you got to understand your offer. So when your offer is certain, then the next one is you want to build a lead magnet a powerful lead magnet that is able to bring you the right audience that are ready to buy your business. I mean, buy your product or services. So a lead magnet will bring these people in, and then after that, having a lead magnet and offer are not enough. It's not enough. You got to have something in between, which is what? You need to know how to do messaging. And when I say messaging, is how do you craft your message on advertisement, on your landing page, okay, and your thank you page, and all the messaging that involves. That's one part. The next part is the sales process. You see, I would say definitely there are some framework that you can actually use to trace. But however, I do believe that every product, as in every offer, pairing together with different lead magnet, there will be a different so-called sales process. Like I've gone through, group coaching sales process, which is the way we pitch is totally different, and the execution as well. And I've gone through some, like one-on-one coaching kind of sales process, membership sales process, and the course, normal course, like you come in, I upsell you to some courses kind of sales process. These are all totally different things. So in the past 2 years, I have built 30 over lead magnets, and I've launched, I think, more than 10 to 15 so-called different offers and services or courses. I think courses itself, I've launched about 20. All right, and offers as in one-on-one coaching and all that, I've launched close to 10. So that really helped me learn a lot throughout the journey. Of course, I would say this is something that you can actually learn from anyone else over the internet. But here's the thing, okay? I have done it, and I actually developed our own framework, because this is what something I have been saying. Whatever you learn from the, especially the Western world and all that, if it's not within the region, you see, we have a very unique so-called category here, as in like we Asian, especially Southeast Asian, right? I mean, I specialize in market like Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, Thailand, and the region Indonesia, and of course, even my clients are also coming from all over the world, 30 over countries. But because this is where I active, and I believe the framework that I have, or rather framework with an S, are very suitable to the local market. So if you are trying to establish yourself as a coach, or you want to build something, you want to rework your offer and even the entire sales process, you can actually work with me as well. I'm offering that as one-on-one coaching as well. So as you can see, 3 main pillars: Facebook advertising, but not just normal one. We're talking about Facebook ads analytics as a tool to help you optimize your campaign with absolute certainty. That's one pillar, which is one-on-one coaching. The other one is YouTube. That's the easiest way to drive organic traffic to your business, which is the second pillar, which is also one-on-one coaching. And the third one is online sales framework creation. So this is really something that I think is very important, because in my opinion, every business needs a lead magnet one way or another. Like the other day, I was just having a free training. I was talking about why do you need a lead magnet? Like for example, if you have a service business, all right, let's say, take it as if you have an agency. I have been running an agency since 2010 to 2020, right? As a digital agency, one thing we spend a lot of effort and revenue, and not revenue, and resources on is definitely to build traffic, right? So remember, what builds a business? There are 3 main things, like TLC: traffic, lead, customers. We can also say tender, loving care. Fine. Traffic, lead, customer. So what we have been doing here is, like, for example, as an agency back then, what I did was I spent a lot of effort trying to drive traffic to my website. So when I bring people to my website, where I brought them to? My service page, my about page. And I'm hoping that after they read my services, or they read about my credentials and and all that, they will feel that they want to work with me. So that's how the whole lead generation process works. Sounds perfect, right? Nothing wrong, right? But here's the thing: not everybody come across so-called compel. I mean, there is no compelling reason for anyone to sign up as a lead or to actually ask for your quotation and whatnot. Correct or not? So we will be looking at about 1 to 3% kind of conversion, meaning that 100 people comes to your website or your landing page or your service page or whatnot as an agency. Probably 1 to 3% will sign up as a lead. So you see, you have spent so much money, effort to bring people in. It's very difficult. And these people, when they come, they are ready. They are looking for your services, but you just let them go. Yes, you may talk about remarketing and all that, but here's the thing: what do you use to remarket them? Keep telling them about your services, keep telling them about whatnot. It doesn't work. What if you can actually offer something that they already want? You get what I mean? Offer something that they already want, as a reason to exchange for their email address and even their phone number. You get the idea? So what you can offer, in fact, you can actually offer, well, if there is some industry report that you can offer about, like the industry report on cost, Facebook advertising costs in Malaysia. I tell you, if they are ready to run ads on Facebook, this is something they want. I want to know. I mean, you can actually just provide some info, but you have a reason rather than, signing up to be a lead, to be interested in your service. They can actually just sign up to get this free copy of your industry report about your Facebook advertising costs. I mean, that's a lead magnet, isn't it? Just imagine you can increase the conversion from 1 to 3%, maybe to 10 to 30%, because these are all the people who are already ready to do this in your business, but you did not do anything to keep them. Rather, you just let them go. So that's one thing, right? So if you're in service business, anything that is B2B or B2C, I think that's something that you should consider doing. Give them something that they already want. And you may be asking, what about e-commerce? What has it got to do? Now, this is especially important if you have your own website. So when you have your own website, e-commerce website, right? You spend so much money and effort to bring people to your website. What are you doing to keep them? We talk about 3 to 5% conversion, which is already beautiful. But yet again, about the 95 to 97% of people who did not buy, what do you do to keep them? You get what I mean? So that's something that you have to really think about, because that changed the game. Rather than just let the traffic go without doing anything, you really got to think about how can you keep these people. That's why I believe a lead magnet is really important for every business. And I really want to share with you how to do this. That's why, sorry, I spent a little bit of more time over here, because I think it's very important for us to go through this part of conversation over here. So if you want to, first thing first, scan this QR code to go to my podcast. Okay, I have it on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And I used to update once a day, but I'm actually taking a different pace right now. We are actually at least updating about 3 to 4 times a week at this point of time. So let me quickly walk you through about what we have discussed last week. So apart from the Ask Me Anything last Sunday, this Ask Me Anything is going to go into the podcast as well as part of the discussion, as you know. So if you can't listen, if you want to listen back to this thing, you can actually go to the podcast, because podcast is very easy for you to listen. You don't need to really open a video or on your phone or on your laptop, to actually watch me, because a lot of things that we are sharing moving forward are very, very audio consumable. Consumable via audio. Okay. Okay. Now, I launched 3 things. In fact, we have 2 actually. First thing first, in episode 64, I shared my 4-step Facebook ads analytics framework. Remember, we talked about my first business pillar, which is the Facebook ads analytics pillar. This is where I will share with you 4 important metrics you must master to actually really know what is going on with your campaign. Because without knowing that, you are actually making decision based on gut feeling. And that's something that I want you to avoid, you see. So do that. This is, it's a 35-minute long kind of thing. Very consumable. 35 minutes, listen to it. You don't even really need, you don't really need the the video version of it. You can actually totally consume this via audio. So go ahead and listen to this 35 minutes. And episode 65 is the 3 marketing show last week. Fantastic episode. You got to listen to that. We interviewed Sharon from Iconic Co-working Space. Okay, so basically, in fact, we wanted to talk about, what are the challenges about running a co-working space, but end up we interviewed her so much. We dive so much deeper into entrepreneurship, even how to stay through ups and downs, how to actually perseverance and achieve whatever you want. It's a very beautiful episode. I would strongly recommend that you listen to this episode, which is episode 65. Now, at episode 66 is actually the workshop I did last Friday. So last Friday, I did a 1.5-hour workshop sharing with you my entire brainstorming process in creating a perfect lead magnet. So we talk about how do we define and really drive the essentials from your offer, and then how do we work on the messaging, and how do we create a lead magnet that people want to get because it's already something that they want. So a lead magnet can be a game changer. So you see, if you have been struggling to convert your audience into a lead, you gotta watch or listen to this episode. If your lead magnet has not been converting and you have spent so much time, energy, and effort in creating multiple lead magnets and you get cricket, you got to go for this episode. You have to do that because that gives you an entire breakdown. And I give you up to what? I give you up to the final piece of messaging for you to just take it and go out and test with your audience whether your lead magnet is working or not. So only launch a working lead magnet to the cold market. So that's an entire process that I break it down to you. So go listen to this. Okay, so basically this is what we had, in the past 1 week in terms of a lot of my existing trainings as well. Like for example, Facebook ads for Shopee is going to get a new revamp for the 2022 version. All right, I'm going to do it. And everyone who have purchased my Facebook ads for Shopee, you can join for free. But if you are looking to join this and you want the latest version of this, well, stay put, stay in touch. Make sure you read my emails because as we launch it, I'm going to send it over to you and you'll be invited to come in and join at a very, very, very low cost. If you're not already a member or a student for that course, but it's going to be fun. All right. So Helms is saying, I really have shed some light on some of the account issues you're having. You started setting up a business page and getting personal and business stuff mixed. You've got all kinds of pixels and ad accounts and they are mixed and you don't use anymore. You really wish you can purge everything and start from scratch. Now, just to go direct to Helm's question over here is you actually can purge. But if you want to do that, make sure you delete the entire business manager altogether. You can do that because we just did something like that recently on our client's account. Because what we wanted here is because we wanted to do a bit of housekeeping. I think he had 3 accounts, which is, I think it's not a lot, to be frank. Mine is even more, complex, okay? However, it's totally okay that you purge because first thing first, if you already have ad accounts in it, some pages, some pixels in it, right? You can't delete. So if you really don't want to see them, I understand some are OCD. You can't really bear seeing all these things. You can actually purge them and can start create a new business manager account. I believe once you delete everything, you should be able to free up your quota to get another one in 24 hours time. But nonetheless, it's something doable. However, if you're okay with all this, like inactive ad accounts in it, inactive pixels in it, I think it's actually beneficial in one way to keep an account that has been there for a while, meaning that because it has gathered some age to it, first thing first, and you have done something with it, and Facebook really appreciate this kind of account because that shows you have been around for a while. So if it's not too much, then you can actually just skip them, right? And then you can do your housekeeping still. You can hide those pages. Delete those pages that you don't want. Of course, if you can actually, you can't delete ad accounts, of course, and you can't delete pixels, but you can hide them. Okay, you can archive them. So just to give you some idea, because we recently did something very similar, and I think it's quite interesting to talk about this. All right, then we have Vin. Okay, now Vin is asking a question on my video about Facebook ads audit. Okay, so this is actually a promo video where I did this video to share with you what do we do in one-on-one Facebook ads audit, but I guess Vin's question was not really related to that. Now let's read Vin's question over here. Vin said, great video, thank you. Is it possible to track results from Facebook page itself? Here's what I mean. I'm currently running lead gen ads. However, if someone doesn't want to complete the form, okay, it doesn't want to complete the form, all they have to do is to click on the Facebook page name listed on top of the ad. Then they will be led to the Facebook page itself. At that point, since your website URL is on your page, if they click the URL from there, they will still arrive on your website without having to complete the form. So is this action trackable? You're looking to capture this data and tag it on GHL. I don't know what GHL is, but I believe it's some tracking thing. Now, first thing first, this is a very long journey. Vin, I'm not saying that it's impossible, but the possibility of people going that entire journey to take that particular action is very, very, very low percentage because you're talking about people who see your ad. They don't want to click the lead form. Instead, they click on your profile. go to your page, I mean not profile, your page, go to your page and click on your website link that is listed on your Facebook page. Seriously, that's a very long journey. And in my opinion, I would almost give it a 0 for that kind of conversion. But let's not discourage each other over here. I'm saying that this is possible. So if you want to tag, my easy question to you here is the action trackable? The answer is yes. When we say trackable means when a person click on that and go over to your website, a few things, right? You have your GHI, I believe is a tracking thing. So if you want to track that, I believe you don't even need to do a UTM tagging. I believe they can already track that it actually came from people who visit your page and click on the link. I mean, it's coming from Facebook, all right, as a source. But if you want to really track specifically people who click on that button that you created on your Facebook page, then you can put UTM tagging to your Facebook, into the link itself. A UTM tagging, all right? So a UTM tagging will allow you to track very specific to the point of which button it was clicked to get this action. So that's fine. That's something that you can get it already. Pretty cool, all right? So that's very easy. However, if you want to track it back and say, they actually came to click on this button because they saw the ad, no, that's not possible, because within Facebook itself, in the environment, it doesn't really pass the parameter until it clicks on the button itself and go over to your website. So yeah, you can only track generally it came from Facebook, or even more specifically, that Facebook call to action button that you created on your Facebook page. That's it. That's the furthest you can go. All right? Yeah. Vin, I hope I answered your question, but that's a very interesting scenario that you're trying to create. That's awesome. Cool. All right. Then, just in case any one of you that might need some help in terms of looking at your Facebook ads campaign to find out what have you done right or wrong, just a quick plug that you can actually, sign up for my Facebook ads audit. This is a half an hour Facebook ads audit, and we are doing some, offer right now. I think instead of 197, we are actually offering at a very good rate. So if you need help, you can actually book a 30 minutes one-on-one with me. Well, we can actually get into your Facebook ads campaign and see what have you done right or wrong. Remember, the reason why we want to do this is because we don't want to make decision based on gut feeling. It's a bad thing, because if you are doing all this based on gut feeling, you will never know what have you done right or wrong. And without that, you won't be able to leverage on your success in the most effective way. So why waste the money? Might as well you get it right. You learn how to do it right. So start from here. Get a one-on-one audit with me, and we can actually look at it on how can we improve. Cool. Now, the next one we have here is, this is actually on my video about duplicating Facebook ads campaign. And Word of Fly is asking, duplicated ads, it means that two same ads in two ad campaigns. One ad in two campaigns. You already run ads using WhatsApp conversation campaign. Now you want to duplicate a new campaign, post engagement. Does it mean that in one ad running in two campaign? Yes. Technically, when you duplicate, it carries along the audience targeting, the so-called the ad is as well. But if you want to change, depending on what you change, right? If you're changing the objective, you change it into, instead of conversion, you change it to post engagement, it will use back the same ad. But it may be duplicated, as in like they might create a new one if you change your ad significantly. So if you want to keep, I believe you probably want to keep the like, the comment and whatnot, make sure you don't touch the ad. Just only change the thing that you wanted to change, which is the objective. Okay. However, if you have a very radical change in terms of the objective, let's say for example you change from like maybe like lead gen to conversion, you may not be able to do that because technically the ad itself may have a different format and it may change the entire thing. So yeah, if you want to keep it, then make sure if you're changing from conversion to post engagement, it is actually possible. It is actually possible. Okay, so that's Word of Fly. Now, before we go, we have another question coming from Purnima Swani. Okay, now you say you're so confused about Facebook Pixel setup in website or in any type of ads on Facebook. Okay, now Pixel, try not to complicate things. Pixel is actually very straightforward. It is installed on your website. All right. So basically, I don't know what you're using to build your website. Okay, different platform have different way of integration, but most of the time it is actually very easy to integrate Facebook Pixel to your website right now. Like for example, if you're using WordPress, you just need to put in the code, done. If you're using like Wix and a lot of those established tools out there, it is very easy to implement Pixel. So try to go for it and check with the the website service provider and see how do we do that. So Pixel is a code that you install on your website, which is on the HTML side as well as your server side. If you set up a conversion API, then you can actually tag this to your advertisement. So we will be able to attribute action to the advertisement itself. So that's the reason why we have Pixel. But of course, Pixel also allow you to do retargeting, meaning that you can actually tag those people who visit your website and you can actually group them together as a custom audience and you can run ads to retarget them because that will help you increase the conversion rate because these are the people who are already ready to buy. So that's something that you want to do. So let's not confuse ourselves. Okay, Pixel first, then you run ad with the Pixel. So it will give you attribution as well as you're able to do retargeting. That's the simplest way to explain this thing. All right, Punima? Yeah, I hope I answered your question. Thanks for dropping by though. Thank you. And then let's go through this last one. Okay, so this is the last one I have here. So I'm just going to quickly do this and wrap. Sorry for a little bit of overrun, but here's it. So Simon was asking, this is Simon posting on my, Ask Me Anything 64 a while ago. So Simon was asking, thanks for everything. You're welcome. So you want to check when Facebook have a major update like interest targeting update, where we have impact on the algorithm. The first question here is, yes, it will to a certain extent, but don't worry, it's not very, radical. So, and Simon asking, where can we get this official information? Thank you very much. Now, if you're talking about getting official information about changes on Facebook ads and all this kind of stuff, unless you are a Facebook, the Meta business partner, which you'll be assigned an account manager that will follow up with you and get you updates about that, which I have one, and a lot of agencies may have one. But if you don't have it and you still want to get in touch, yeah, another way is you can actually join some groups and whatnot, but they will not be official. But if you ask me, is there something coming from Facebook itself? They are, but they are very, very, very fragmented. As in, like, they might be reported sometimes on this platform, sometimes on that platform. It's very difficult to track all these things. But I would like to offer you another possibility over here, which is I would like to invite you to look at Jason Nation. Now, Jason Nation is my inner circle program. So fundamentally, this is really something that I want to get right. And finally, I believe I get it right because the community members right now that we have in there are very, very happy with the outcome. And, it's kind of fun that we're having, in the Jason Nation. So Jason Nation is fundamentally a Facebook group at this point of time. And then we do a few things. So since we're at this topic, I'm just going to quickly go through that, right? So basically, Jason Nation is a Facebook group. And we do a few things within the Facebook group. Okay, so as a Jason Nation members, you're getting 5 main things from me. So the first one is, okay, now we have this ad review Thursday. Now this is not the same as AMA. AMA is only me answering your questions, and then I don't review your ad. No. Okay, if you post it to me also, I will ignore them because that's the benefit, privilege for my members. But if you are my Jason Nation member, every week you're allowed to post one ad, which is you can actually take a screenshot and I will teach you what are the metrics that I want to see from you. And I will actually give you recommendations. Okay, I will tell you that, look, this is what's going on and you probably have something wrong here. Let's tweak this and tweak that. So the beauty of this is in the ad review Thursday, because we go live in the Facebook group and there are quite a number of people who will be posting questions and their ad. You're not just be learning about your own campaign. You will also learn from other people's campaign. How beautiful is that? Okay, multiplied learning. It's beautiful. All right. So that's the first thing. It happens every Thursday night, and it's fun. Trust me, it's fun. Okay. And the next thing is what we call the monthly town hall. Now this is beautiful. This is where I update you about the latest changes on Facebook advertising and related stuff. Okay, every month I will have a call with my account manager. He will update me about, okay, this change, that change, cool. Okay, now I will gather all this together. And then on top of that, I would also do my own observation, and basically I'm just going to compile all the things that you want to actually pay attention to, and I will share with you in the town hall itself. So you will not just learn from me. The beauty here is everybody is allowed to speak. So you will definitely have some good members reporting whatever they learn. And if you have any questions, in fact, you can ask right away in the group and in the town hall meeting, and everybody can actually come and chip in and help you. How beautiful is that, right? So that's the second benefit. And on top of that, as Jason Nation member, you will join. You get to join my monthly free training. Now, fundamentally, moving forward, every month I'll be doing one training. Okay, this training will be chargeable to non-members. All right. So if you're not a member, if you want to join my training, you can actually pay and join. However, if you're a Jason Nation member, you get to join all this training. And the beauty of this here is this, because all this free training will be actually archived within the Facebook group. So if you come in now, you will not just be learning the next training, but the previous training also you'll get to access. So actually quite a lot of stuff in there if you look at it. So monthly free training is the third perk. And the fourth one here is, from time to time, I'll be inviting my good friends, okay, to teach us about specific knowledge about Facebook digital marketing. I cannot promise how often we do this, but the next one that is going to happen here is, in June, hopefully, we're going to do one Google Analytics 4, GA4 training. And this GA4 training will be conducted by Nizar, a data scientist from Singapore. So you will get exclusive discount. The way we look at it, I do not know. You will at least get 70% and above kind of discount, okay, based on whatever that we'll be charging on the workshop itself. So yeah, exclusive discount. And the fifth one, which is the most important one, okay, if you join now as Jason Nation member, you are entitled for one session of one-on-one, 30 minutes one-on-one with me every month. And that is $197 in value. Okay, so Jason Nation member, if you do this, if you join as a member, you can actually, you get one of this every month. So we are only open to 77 members. I think we have about quite a number of seats, not a lot of seats left. You can still join. And this is a monthly subscription. You can cancel anytime. So just come in. If you don't like it, then just 1 month. If you don't really find it suitable, just cancel anytime. No hard feeling, and we remain friends, right? So if you're interested, just go over to tribeofacademy.com/Jason Nation. You can't pay. In fact, you go over there, you can't pay. Okay, you will have to schedule a one-on-one with me, and then I will have to understand your intention of joining the group, because I want to make sure that I'm protecting my members as well. I want to make sure that I invite the right people to join the community. So if this is something that you want, if this is a group that you believe you want to be part of, just go over to tribeofacademy.com/Jason Nation. I know, JASONATION, Jason Nation. So then we will have a chat, and if we see fit, I'll invite you in. So yeah, that's pretty much it that I have. Okay, now wait, before we go, we have Punima again. You have another question. Can we set different ads with different pixel of different pages in one ads manager? Oh yes, the answer is yes, you can. You can. Okay, you can. All right, and Chiwai, Chiwai is our Jason Nation member as well. He's saying sharing session is the best in the group. You mean the Thursday one, right? Or the town hall? I believe these are all the activities that we love. In fact, yeah, all the activities that we have inside there is really, really awesome. So yeah, really, if you really want something like this, it's a community. In fact, most of the time, we need a community. We need a community. We just need to be have a place to fall back on and to help each other grow, right? Should I say all? Yeah, true lah. All is good. All right, man. Thanks for chipping in. Thanks for joining me. Okay, and remember, if you want this, just go to this tribeofacademy.com/Jason Nation and fill in the form, pick a time and date, and we have a chat. Basically, if you are good, then we will invite you in. So yeah. So that's it from me. Thank you so much. We overrun a little bit, but I don't think you mind. It's fun. I love this. Okay, I'm gonna do this again next Sunday. If you have any questions, just post them on any of my YouTube videos. That's the best place. And I'll bring them up and I'll answer questions on Sunday night at 10 p.m. Malaysia time. So with that, Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for joining. All right. Yeah, Chiwa is saying because everyone shares their own version of weird stuff happening. That's very true. That's very true. So I mean, it's really multiplied learning. That's why I say. All right. Okay. Cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Chiwa, and thanks everyone who are here. I'll see you next week. All right. Good night. Bye bye.